traders, welcome to the TMT stock market strategy video for Tuesday, December 22nd. Pretty much of a wild ride yesterday. We did get pushed lower, kind of consolidated right around the lunchtime, and that's usually the case. And then right at the end of the day, we get a little bit of a short cover rally. We pushed back up into the opening area, and then closed off well off the lows of the day. Again, looking at price action, you can see that the markets are clearly in trouble, at least for the short term. Is the Santa Claus rally coming? Well, we did mention it was do or die yesterday for the markets to stay or at least get back above the lower trend line area of that so-called possibly bull flag, and sure enough, we did. So that saved the day. Let's see if we get some follow-through today. We're going to need some follow-through today, and I'm going to show that to you in the charts and the spiders, and you're going to see that at least we have a rally going from the lower end to the upper end of that bull flag, and then we'd see if we break out. If we do break out, we get some confirmation that we'll have some legs to the upside. But if we don't make new highs, guys, and I mean new highs in the next couple of weeks, I think the markets are going to be ready for a nice little push lower here. All the cards are setting up, so you could see that in a Russell. You could see that in the transports. The market's been divergent all year long with those two indices, and it's not a good sign. But things do change, and things change rapidly, and that's what we're seeing right now in our analysis, and that's what we have to stick with, okay? But I do think that if we can stay above these lower trend line areas, I think that we will get a little bit of a rally, or that Santa Claus rally going into this week and next week. And remember, thin to win, guys, okay? When you have Tier 1 traders that are off their desk and Tier 2, Tier 3 traders just sitting back and just watching positions in case something happens. And if nothing happens in the markets, you let everything be status quo, okay? Tax loss selling will eventually start to subside, and you want to be looking at some of these names that have been beaten down all year and that really have taken it on the chin, especially the last couple of weeks. And you get those potashes, the Twitters, anything that's basic, that's material stocks or energy. Those are the names that you'll usually get a reprieve pop because of the selling has subsided. And that's something I'm going to be looking for going into next week. And again, I'll share that with you guys as well. All right, right in front of you, we have the UUP daily chart, which is the dollar index ETF. And as you can see here, we do have our bull flag. We broke out of a bull flag, and we're kind of chopping around here. And that's normal. We did have a nice bull flag here. You could see broke out into a bullish falling wedge, and now we're just chopping around. But still quite bullish. The dollar is quite bullish. And if that happens, as you know what's going to happen with commodities, it's going to head lower. Now, you can see here in the USO that we're right in this area. And I mentioned this last week when I was getting emails. Oh, you think oil put it in the bottom? And I said, no, I think you're going to be able to get it in the 10s. And sure enough, we're trading at 1066 right now. Now, I do see, and let me just make this here, I do see a steep but not a bad bullish fallen wedge pattern, which is, again, another bullish pattern, and is only bullish when it breaks the trend line, the upper end of the trend line range. And you can see that here quite nicely. I mean, very pronounced, nice bullish fallen wedge. So I do think that that oil will start to bounce. I would like to see, again, my target's at $32 to $34. I'd love to see it in that area. We're not that far away. We're trading at 36. One flush lower, I think that'll be it for for oil, and then we can rally again. And get back at least to that 20-day moving average. Does it rally back up in these areas? Who knows? But at least we get a nice counter trend trade. I'll be watching that as well, and of course I will be pointing it out to you guys. Take a look at GLD. As you can see, we had, and this is the GLD gold contract. We had the bullish falling wedge as well. We stepped back. We retested the bottom here, and now we're kind of chopping around. But believe it or not, this is a good sign. This is a good base building here. This is exactly what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for some sideways consolidation. Just not going down is what I'm looking for. So if you take this line and you just kind of, you could see, you know what, this is a great area for chopping around in a channel. We could take out this high and then back test and make a higher low from this previous low. Then I think you got something here. But I do think that gold does go a little bit lower. It breaks par for GLD and breaks 1,000 in the GC contract, the futures contract. Looking to pick it up somewhere around 980, 990-ish, okay, in the GLD and in a GC contract. All right, so now let's get back to what we were looking at yesterday in our analysis. So you see we have this, let me just get this out of the way. We have this so-called bull flag, right? And I mentioned yesterday we need to get back in this pattern. Otherwise, we're going to start breaking down and making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, that did not happen yesterday. We did get back into the lower trend line area of this bull flag. Now, if at all anything, we'll get a retracement to here to 204.5, and then, of course, to 208.55. That should be a nice little run, and then we need to reevaluate it. Now, if we break out of this bull flag and then back test it, stay well above it, and then start to go up higher, then we'll start making new highs. I think you're asking a lot for the markets at this time, especially coming into the holidays, big holiday season that we have here in the next couple of days. But just keep an eye on this, right? This is important. Now that we're back above it, now I do think that we start to move higher and possibly have that Santa Claus rally kick in, and that's the caveat that I was looking for yesterday. We need to stay above it. Sure enough, we are, and I'm looking to buy dips into support. Okay, again, that could change intraday, but as of right now on the opening, I'm going to be looking to buy dips going into support areas. Okay, of the markets. Now we look at the Russell again, as you know, just nasty looking chart. M pattern formation actually triggered. Now this bearish pattern triggered, so we should be looking for some lower lows and lower highs. But again, if the markets start to rally, then this will rally too with it, at least for the time being. And transports, again, guys, ugly looking chart. Like I mentioned before, this market is in big trouble. If we don't get participation from the Russell 2000 in the transportation sector, the markets just will not go up. I mean, you'll get it going up to some degree, but you're not going to see this go up like it should without participating from the transports and the Russell. And then, of course, the diamonds. We had that M pattern formation. We triggered. We came back above it. That's a good sign. Let's see if we can have some legs at least fill this gap. And then lastly is the Qs. Now, remember, watch the big tech, high-tech names because they were the ones that were leading 2014 and 2015, the Amazons, the Googles, like I keep mentioning. They started to break down a little bit, okay? If we can get some stabilization from from the names that I just mentioned, then I think we could at least get back up to this highs here. That'll help stabilize the market and maybe get that Santa Claus rally that we've been looking for. It is overdue. It's late, but you could see, guys, not a good sign here. This market is definitely broken, and it's going to need to really prove itself. We're going to get to see higher highs and higher lows, okay? Hope it helps everybody. Use your stops today. Talk to you tomorrow.